Hey, good day to you all. In this video, I'm going to talk about Shakespeare's Sonnet 18. This is his most famous sonnet. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? That's the first line. It's a question. Turns out the answer is no, he shouldn't. Why? Because of what he says in the second line. Thou art more lovely and more temperate. The person Shakespeare is writing about, the one he loves, is more lovely than a summer's day, more temperate, more balanced. Why? Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May. In May, Northern Hemisphere, the wind blows the buds off the trees even before they have a chance to become flowers. And summer's lease hath all too short a date. Summer ends. It's over quickly. Why would I want to compare someone to summer when summer's so fleeting? Sometime too hot, the eye of heaven shines. The eye of heaven is the sun. Sometimes it's too hot. And often is his gold complexion dimmed. Sometimes clouds pass the sun. We all know the feeling, when you're out on a summer's day and it's beautiful, and a cloud passes the sun. It's something we so rarely talk about, and yet we all know the sense of loss when the cloud passes the sun. And every fair from fair sometime declines, by chance or nature's changing course, untrimmed. It's a nice line. Every fair from fair sometime declines. So everything that's beautiful ceases to be beautiful. By chance, sometimes bad stuff happens, misadventure. By chance, or nature's changing course, untrimmed. Or the simple fact that life itself is by design destined to die. So that's the whole setup. That's the first 8 lines. And as happens in quite a few of the sonnets, it's in line 9 that the real punch comes. This is the really powerful moment. But thy eternal summer shall not fade. You will have an eternal summer, is essentially what he's saying. It won't go, it won't fade. Nor lose possession of that fair thou owest. You will never lose your beauty. And the very best line. Nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade. Listen to that. Nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade. Death bragging that he has possession of you in his shade. Such a gloriously understated way of referring to death. Shade. Which resonates with the earlier discussions of the sun, the cloud passing the sun. So nor shall death brag, thou wanderest in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growest. You will be preserved in these lines forever, which is a theme that comes up quite often in Shakespeare's sonnets. This question of eternity. One of the most powerful concepts there is, spans the religious and secular world. Everything dies. How do you pursue eternity? How do you reach towards it? One way is to preserve someone in art. So, nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growest. Last 2 lines, the rhyming couplet. So long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. And he's not wrong. Here we are, more than 400 years later, and we're still pondering who this beautiful person is, whom Shakespeare was in love. We don't actually know, but he pulled it off. The person endures. Now for the poem in its entirety. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. Sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimm'd, and every fair from fair sometime declines by chance, or nature's changing course, untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest, nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growest. So long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee.